Let's see how easy it is to tweak an existing ready-made design. So let's say that I've got a cough drop and its layout is 5 by 9. I already know that the ready-made designs are available for cough drop in 6 by 10. So what would it take to modify the current design to make a key guard that fits a 5 by 9 layout instead? The first thing, while I've got these screenshots up here, is just to show you that, and this is true for, well, at least all the apps that I've looked at, that everything as far as screen layout is the same. You'll note that the status bar up here, status bar here, both the same height. The message bar in both layouts is exactly the same height. The buttons start at the same vertical location and end at the same horizontal or same vertical location. So really the only thing that is different between these two layouts is the grid itself. So I'll be able to reuse much of the settings in creating this new layout over here, the 5 by 9, from the 6 by 10. So the first step, of course, is to download the folders for, or the folder for the ready-to-print designs. And I'm just going to launch the KeyGuard Designer. I'll save myself a little bit of time here, and I know that I'm putting this in a Finty case, and I've got a preset here for the 6 by 10 60 button cough drop, and I'll just use that as my starting point. So it's got 6 rows and 10 columns, and now I'm going to tweak this. But before I do, I also want to make sure that I've got all my supporting TXT files in place. So I go back to the folder here, and the first thing I'm going to do, just because I can't remember how I left my design folder in the first place, I'm going to copy all of these standard TXT files and I'm going to paste them here. So now I know I'm starting clean. Then I'll go and see if at the app level, if there are any TXT files that are specific to cough drop. And I don't see cough drop even referenced here, so I'm not going to worry about it. Then I'll go to cases and app specifics, and notice that I have a Finty case that is different somehow from all these other cases. So I'll go in here and I see that it has a case additions file that I want to make sure I grab. I also can see that there's nothing in here specific to any mounting method or to the cough drop app. So the only thing that's really relevant for me is just this case additions. I'll copy that, then go back to the root folder here and drop that in. Right, and now if I go down here and in essence preview it with any changes, all that happened was I got a little extension of the keyguard here that sticks out into an opening in the case, opening in the case, I guess I could have said. Right, as I said before, the only thing that changes from 6 by 10 to 5 by 9 is in the grid region. I'm also going to take a moment here. Well, yeah, I'm going to take a moment here and copy this. I just want to make sure I don't overwrite anything in my current set of presets. So I'll create a new preset called the same starting name plus 45. That's how many buttons this has. Okay, and then I will now go to the grid region, and I'll simply say I want 9 columns. Select it, take the value down by 1, and then hit the Enter key. So now I have 5 by 9. The only thing left for me to do at this point is just verify that I want slide-in tabs, or do I want some other mounting method? Do I want raised tabs instead, which isn't relevant for this case, or do I want no mount at all? So I can use microsuction tape. When I've got it looking like I want to want the key guard to look finally, I will just say, oh, save that value. And I can come and recreate that anytime I want by finding this entry in the list of presets. Now what I will do is I'm not going to print this whole key guard just to see if it fits well, aligns well with the app itself. Instead, what I'm going to do is go into Special Actions and Settings, and I'm just going to print the first 2 layers. So if I'm printing at 0.2 millimeter layer heights, or 2 millimeter layer height, then this will print 2 layers. It'll be 0.4 millimeters thick, and it will still be very, very strong. And I'll be able to now compare it directly with my new layout that I'm going for here, this one over here. 5 rows, 9 columns. Compare it directly against the tablet. It's really just that easy. If the layout is what I want, and I'm sure it will be, then I'll print the whole key guard confidently. That's all it takes to modify an existing ready-to-print key guard design for a different grid layout.